No team was getting more criticism for their live communication than Team Vitality.
Короче, у них войза была на Б, я так понял, еще один секрет, да?
Да, да.
Raise was secret, Kron.
Sorry, can I say something?
Operator, I mean, who's holding me? Stairs.
Early in stage one, it looked like the death of another super team, and yet just a few weeks later, they found themselves qualifying for Masters London. So I thought it would be fun to take a look at their early stage communication and then later on in the playoffs and contrast how they communicate during some tense situations to see where the growth lies. So first, let's listen to a super rough sequence of events against Eternal Fire early on in stage one.
Wait, close right and
I'm watch me, bro.
default. Close right and default. One is tense,
Wait.
one is side.
Okay, paranoia side and go out.
On the box, go.
Careful tense.
Tense.
One is forward.
Bro, he just bounced right.
Okay, so just from that short little clip, there's one major thing that jumps out to me, which is the context of the round. Vitality is in a 5-on-2, which becomes a 4-on-2. So they have a big numbers advantage in a retake situation. They also have some fighting utility, Paranoia and Neon Slide. And maybe even more importantly is the fact that the spike was just planted, which means that there is over 30 seconds of time for them to come up with a plan and orchestrate the plan. This does not need to be a panic situation. And yet the way that they're communicating sounds like they are behind in numbers, sounds like the spike is about to explode. Everything is urgent. Everybody's talking over each other. And so the way that they're communicating doesn't make any sense for how the round is actually currently being played. So let's see how bringing that energy into this retake is going to affect the outcome of the round.
One is side.
Okay, paranoia side and go out.
On the box, go.
Careful tense.
Okay, so right there's a few things that I definitely want to highlight. First of all, we do hear Profix say that he's going to Paranoia, and Yampy gives him the affirmative, okay, Paranoia site, and then we go out. But the problem is that that plan is not very specific, and it's definitely not specific enough to do a good retake coordinated together. Where are they going to Paranoia? How are they going to go out? These little micro details need to be discussed and need to be called by people so everybody's on the same page. You can see that Profit decides to Paranoia this spot, which some people call Shroud, other people call Ninja or Rat, or there's a variety of different names. I don't really know if Vitality knows what they call this because Durka is just calling on the box. And as we can see on our screen, there's a box right here. We know that there's a couple of boxes here, and this double stack is also box textures. So which box is he actually talking about? This type of confusion in the moment can cause more problems.
Tense.
One is forward.
Okay, and so right there, they get multi-frag. The spacing is not great. Also some nice shots by Audaz. They do call out his location, which is in this spot that they're calling tens. But also, we have to remember that Sayonara was calling right side default, Durka was calling on the box, and now Chronicle's calling tens. So we've gotten a bunch of different sort of conflicting information. We already know that they're panicking, and they're just kind of reacting to what's happening on their screen. And so when you're getting all these different callouts and nobody is really coordinating anything, you end up in a situation like this where everybody is kind of just trying to look in the same direction and make a play wherever they hear the callout happening. And we can also see that in this situation, the post-plant attackers know all of this pressure is coming from CT, and so they're able to kind of train their vision on this spot. And Profek is sort of the one that could make the trade happen and make this play good because he threw the Paranoia into the on the box spot, and then he ends up being kind of late to swing out because he's afraid of a reaction from the spot, which is allowing the CT players to get instantly shot, and then he is too late to get the trade. So overall, again, I just really have to point out that none of this needed to be this rushed. They could have taken 10 seconds to come up with a plan. They literally could have sent another player around to Profec and come out 2-2 from CT and Waterfall if they wanted to. They had the time to do that. I think it's fine for them to do this 3-1, but they needed to direct traffic a lot better and coordinate the swings so that there isn't opportunities for one player to just decimate them with a big multi-kill. So now let's contrast what we just listened to a few weeks later when they played Liquid in the playoffs. Again, lots on the line here. They are ahead in the map, but still it's very close, and this is a super crucial round to the outcome of the series.
I will just insta-ult him.
I have no smoke, guys.
Back in door, boys.
Bring them down.
Get full insta retake here.
I will paranoia side.
Yes, go take, try to take
Ready?
heaven. 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
paranoia.
Backside we walk. And heaven fades.
Hold in drop, hold in drop.
I TP drop, bro.
Yes, I'm planting good.
Space, guys.
I'm gonna come with you
Close
backside.
the door. GGT. Flooding 3, 3, 3.
3, 3.
Few more.
I'll put ulti.
I got
So,
ulted.
go back.
Yeah, do there. I didn't see Omen.
It could be drop, right?
One heaven. Yeah,
Yeah.
one heaven.
Okay, I'll jump check.
I
Drop
think
already.
there should be bingo.
Two, yeah.
Player standing.
Бля, should have put the flash.
Poison's one enemy remaining.
Stepped.
I will just insta-ult him.
I have no smoke, guys.
Back in door, boys.
Okay, so real quick, huge contrast already. Obviously, the situation is a bit different. They didn't get contested for Rubble. They're kind of just walking out. There isn't a fight happening. But we hear them making plans and making plans calmly. Yampy says, I'm going to insta-ult site. Prophet says, I don't have smoke. And Chronicle says, I'm opening doors. So everybody is being updated onto what is the plan and what is the current situation utility-wise and where everybody should be positioned.
Bring them down.
Get full insta retake here.
I will paranoia side.
Yes.
Again, right there, they're sort of making pre-plans now, which is definitely something we haven't heard from them previously with consistency. Be careful of insta retake. So they're already looking into the future about what could be happening so that they don't get surprised and don't have to panic as a result.
Go take, try to take
Ready?
heaven. 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
paranoia.
Backside we walk. And heaven.
Okay, and even right there, Yampy says, try to take heaven, alt 3, 2, 1. Prophet adds on top of that, paranoia now, so everybody knows when the utility is going out. They're all adding onto each other's call, and even when things kind of go sideways, when Durka gets picked off, it's just a simple op back site. It's not like freaking out, oh my god, what are we supposed to do? It's just calling out the information, updating the plan, continuing with the round.
Heaven fades.
Hold in drop, hold in drop.
I TP drop, bro.
Yes, I'm planting
Thanks,
good.
Space, guys.
I'm gonna come with you
Close the door.
backside.
GGT.
Okay, and I'm going to pause right there and go back a little bit, but a couple more really nice updates. Yampy says that he is going to plant. Prophet says that he's going to TP to drop. Chronicle says that he's holding drop. And Durka is reminding them, be careful of your spacing, guys. Again, it's just very simple statements, sort of like a very clean communication conversation about the round. Nobody is going too crazy on the energy scale. And everybody is just trying to sort of like feed their teammates information so that everybody can make their own better decisions with full context of what's happening in the round. Now things are about to get a little bit crazy, and so I want to just highlight this moment as well.
I'm gonna come with you
Close the door.
backside.
GGT. Flooding 3, 3, 3.
3, 3.
Few more.
I'll put ulti.
I got
So,
ulted.
go back.
Okay, so right there's a huge spike in energy in the communication, right? Durka sees 3 people, and he's like, 3, 3, 3, calling it repeatedly, calling it with urgency in his voice. This is fine. This is a good moment to be urgent because there is a really big, important context that has changed. There's 3 people. They are already fighting us. You guys need to be ready right now. They are actively about to, fight us on site. So you guys need to be super aware. You need to be alert. And then we also hear, after a couple of players go down, that Chronicle is making the next stage of the plan. He says, I have ult and I'm going to use it. And then he calls Sayonara to come back. He says, don't push this smoke right now. I'm using ult.
Yeah, do there. I didn't see Omen.
And also Sayonara acknowledges. Again, the acknowledgement of somebody's plan, really important to know that you guys are on the same page. Now, Sayonara does acknowledge and then he kind of goes and makes his own play. But I think in a situation like this, it's okay. And at least he didn't immediately push through and just try and swing these players. He allowed Yampy's ult to give him some space so that he can make his aggressive play later.
It could be drop, right?
One heaven. Yeah,
Yeah.
one heaven.
Okay, I'll jump check.
I
Drop
think
already.
there should be bingo.
Okay, again, Chronicle asking for a little bit of information. Where could they be? The dead players are communicating simple phrases. There could be one heaven, or there is one heaven. Could be people drop, and then we hear could be bingo. So they think that they have sussed out where everybody is, and Sayonara gets a nice little pick, and now they know that they might actually be in control of this round based on their positioning.
Two, yeah.
Player standing.
Bля, should have put the flash.
Poison's one enemy remaining.
Stepped.
Right there, the final little piece of communication is huge. Chronicle gets picked off. Sounds like he maybe messed up his flash. But then Sayonara takes the moment, gets the first pick, and Chronicle calls out stepped. He just wants to make sure that Sayonara knows that after the tap happened, he heard him take a step, which means, do not swing this. Let him come to you because he's trying to make an aggressive play and catch you walking into him. So you don't need to worry about the spike being diffused. And then, of course, the big celebration at the end there. And this is the exact sort of energy curve that you want to see in a round. Very calm and collected early on. No panicking when things start to go a little bit wrong. When there is a really important moment, the urgency goes up. And then calm and collected towards the end when you're kind of in a clutch situation where it's all about timing and just clean communication. And then, of course, celebrating at the end. The energy and the way that you manage your energy in the comms is so important. And that is one of the biggest contrasts that I've seen from Vitality early on to Vitality now.